Hello, true duelists! My name is Craig Fee, and as always, welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Update. Konami of America has officially canceled YCS Las Vegas as of the 14th of January. The only thing more predictable than this was the invoked player already having invocation after you've ashed the Alistair. In the same move as was done with YCS Pasadena, there will instead be a remote duel taking place the same weekend, that being the 26th and 27th of February. The remote duel will be open to people who were unable to register for the event previously and offers players another chance to duel opponents in 240p against all odds, creating a less enjoyable online experience than playing old-school dueling network Convulsion of Nature decks. In more YCS news, the remote duel of YCS in place of Pasadena took place this past weekend, with Lyrilisc Tri-Brigade beating out Sword Soul Tenyi in the finals for the win. More notable, however, was the absolute shit show of the event leading up to it, with day one lasting until 2 in the morning, resulting from issues with server bots mainly, and most hilariously, a feature match being denied due to a player not willing to change their Among Us sleeves. Literally 1984. Still, the event was concluded by day 2, and with a top for the modern version of Bird Up, we may see a hit for that on the upcoming ban list. Or maybe not, I don't know, who knows what Konami's gonna do. In more Master Duel news, we got some information about the shop showing that you're able to buy packs, structure decks, accessories such as a Duel Mate or Icon, and a tab called Special. With no word on what the Special will be, we did at least get told that as of Wednesday the 19th, they'll be going over Duel Mode at long last. No word as of yet when exactly Master Duel will drop, but we do know it will be soon. End of January? Copium. The first archetype from the upcoming Tactical Master set in the OCG, the next in the deck build packs, were revealed this past week. First archetype revealed are fan-translated as Valiant, a new Pendulum deck. Let's go! But they don't focus on the Pendulum summon, as all their main deck monsters have a scale of 1. The deck is very non-linear in terms of both me describing it and in playstyle. In short, there's 2 field spells and the Carnival guys, but also robots, and they get effects when they're moved to other monster zones, and also place monsters as like continuous spells, and then sometimes summon them back, and then there's like die rolls and clone flips. It is a mess. I'm not even, go watch the DPYG. He's gonna sum it up way better than I am here. Long story short, it's very complex. Still, Lithium's newest video showing the deck seems promising. The deck may be meta relevant, or maybe it's too damn confusing for players and will be held back by its own potential. Who knows? DDD players, most likely, since they're probably the only ones capable of truly understanding anything in this universe. In the ongoing Dimension Force news, we've finally seen the last of the new cards from the OCG set. We received a new Albaz fusion, this one needing Albaz and 1 or more dragons to contact fuse. It must be done using monsters from either side of the field. It can't be used as fusion material for a fusion summon, can attack a number of times up to the number of dragons used for its summoning, and if it was sent to the graveyard during this turn, during the end phase can add 1 polymerization or fusion spell from the deck to the hand. This is fantastic news for players of the branded deck, as it's even more ways to search out branded fusion. It is not, however, great news for me, who has a friend interested in playing the deck and means I have to learn and deal with it regardless of however meta it is. There's also this new Gimmicky Xyz monster that roulettes itself around the board clockwise by rolling a die, and if it lands on a monster, it attaches that monster as a material. After it gains its 6th material this way, you win the duel. This image here might help clarify exactly how that works, and it's exciting to see Konami keeping my gambling addiction alive in both the packs that I pull these cards from and now the cards themselves. This card is dope as all hell, and I am very much looking forward to using a garbage deck with it, and inevitably getting mad when my opponent gets it and then uses it as free Link material, or better yet, Zeus material. Because Yu-Gi-Oh! Players hate fun, man. Let's just gamble this thing, spin the roulette board. Anyways, the last cards that I've deemed worth mentioning include this adorable little water tuner monster that can be either level 1 or treated as a level 8 monster when used for a synchro summon, and gives an effect to the monster it summons based on what the level the synchro monster is. For level 8 and lower monsters, they'll gain 800 attack and defense, and level 9 and higher will gain piercing when attacking. There's also Aqua Armageddon Knight, a Gimmicky spell that allows you to detach a material from an Xyz monster and set it to your side of the field as long as it went to your graveyard, and a trap that banishes up to 2 of your opponent's monsters until the end phase and then gives them 1,000 life points for each. The cards I'm not mentioning, I'm either too lazy to describe the small paragraph of text for, or are this card, whose artwork reminds me of my sleep paralysis demons and terrifies me to my core. Here in the TCG, we did get the full set list for the Grand Creators, set to bring the Adventurer engine, better known as the Brave engine, and the new Inzektor spell from the 2020 Create a Card contest. We now know that the Water Enchantress of the Temple, Rite of Aramazir, or however you pronounce that, because I sure as hell can't, and Fateful Adventure are all ultra rares. Pre-order prices on TCG Player currently put the engine cost at roughly $385 for the entire engine, which is reasonable for the 8 cards that you'll get to complement the $180 DPE engine of 6 cards, and the entire rest of your deck. But if you aren't a peasant, you'll be needing to spend a little bit more, as you'll need the Collector's Rare playset of Water Enchantress and the single Collector's Rare Fateful Adventure. So if you don't want to look broke at your locals, I recommend cutting back on the food budget a bit. We also got Collector's Rare reprints of Inzektor's Hornet and Dragonfly, as well as Solemn Strike and Torrential Tribute, a nice way to bling out some of your decks, and a chance for Konami to personally give me PTSD flashbacks to 2012. There's no joke here, I just fucking hate Inzektors. Konami has announced that to celebrate the Duel Links 5th anniversary, they are hosting an event to give away special crystal cards. To enter, one simply has to comment on their tweet with their favorite character and the hashtag Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links 5th. If you're excited at your chance for this special card and don't live in the UK, the European Economic Area, or are a Swiss resident, fuck you. The contest is from Konami of Europe only. No, I'm kidding. There is absolutely a North American equivalent. I just saw the EU one first and thought it would be a funny joke. Same requirements for entries in both tournaments. Just make sure, if you live in one area, to reply to the respective area tweet. In community news, the 81st and final episode of the first season of Progression Series dropped this Monday, this week finally being Burst of Destiny. After hoping for the legendary Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, Simo pulled 4 secret rares, with none of them being playable. Gage also got nothing super notable from his pulls besides a few B-Trooper cards, and so the finale began. In honor of the full series, the two decided to have 3 best of ones, showcasing 3 of each of their most iconic decks throughout the series. Game 1 opened with Gage returning back to his desk bots and Simo going back to Blackwings. After 3 turns of Eater of Million beatdown, the game crawled along until Simo was able to skill draw the 2 remaining copies of Kalut in his deck and drop all 3 to kill Gage in one attack, in what is probably the single best summary of the entire series. Game 2 was Gage's Guru Control versus Simo's Dynamist, with Gage opening a humble Confiscation for a Twin Twister in set 2, with Simo proceeding to play Plesio's Beatdown for 3 turns until Gage had to Dark Hole to get rid of it. After being able to keep himself alive with a Dogmatica Punishment, Gage was able to find a copy of Guru and, combined with an already set final battle, quickly out-resourced Simo and won out the game, leading to the also important game number 3. Gage went with his B-Trooper Inzektor deck from last week, and Simo returned to his UA for quite the rematch. Simo followed his tradition by opening with his DM staple Pot of Greed before building a board of Stadium, Perfect Ace, and Liberal Spiker, and Gage responded with his own Pot of Greed, which for whatever reason Simo allowed. What followed was an explosive turn 2 where Gage managed to play through Simo's 3 pieces of interruptions, with his last uninterrupted play being to normal summon Inzektor Dragonfly and then summon Pico Felina to equip it with Hornet, allowing him to Inzektor combo Simo for exact game. And in true Progression Series format, Simo neglected to use the Wind Pegasus Adagnister in Graveyard to prevent Gage from being able to do that, and technically threw the game. And so the first season of the Progression Series comes to an end. The series score was Simo with 53 wins and Gage with 28. Meaning Simo did not double Gage's score, and his 5-week win streak came to an end. That's right, Gage just managed to squeeze out slightly more than 33% of the wins. Good on you, buddy. Season 2 starts next week, reportedly starting over from Legend of Blue Eyes, but this time including side sets as well as all core sets, all in chronological order. There will also apparently be a new way to balance things out throughout the series to add some chaos and some balance, or so to quote Gage. YouTuber Nerd Factor confirmed for us with this tweet that the new Valiant deck will make chess irrelevant, much to the dismay of chess grandmaster Magnus Carlsen. We here at the update did not reach out to him to ask for his thoughts on this, but we assume had we done that, he would have told us to fuck off. And lastly, YouTuber and streamer Farfa may be considering starting a Metafy coaching page. He promises to shout at you for an hour and to call you stupid at every single one of your misplays. This sounds both real and worth whatever the cost may be. And if he does it, we here at the update will be the first to give you an in-depth review of his service. As always, my name is Craig Fee. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned next week for the next Yu-Gi-Oh! Update.